Hey everybody, I'm here with a quick video on Pastor Ricky Floyd. May he rest in peace. The young lady that is accused of taking his life, Samantha Marion, at first they charged her with manslaughter. They have since upgraded the charges. Listen, I don't know what happened that night that those two was out at this bar and grill and got into an argument, but to me, no argument is worth taking somebody's life. Now we got a person gone, okay, that was a pillar of the community, and we have another person behind bars and probably facing life behind bars. Let me go ahead and share screen so we can get the updated part of this story, and then I will back into it some more for those who are not familiar with what's going on with this story. So let's take a listen.
Woman accused of shooting and killing prominent Memphis pastor Ricky Floyd earlier this year. Good evening and thank you for joining us for the News at 6. I'm Stephanie Skurlock. Samantha Marion now faces a second-degree murder charge following her indictment last week. WREG's April Thompson has reaction to the charge and what's next in the case.
Samantha Marion now facing a second-degree murder charge. This indictment showing a grand jury found Marion unlawfully and knowingly killed prominent Memphis pastor Ricky Floyd back in March outside Mama's Bar and Kitchen, where the two apparently got into an argument over religion. Pastor Earl Fisher was a friend of Pastor Floyd's.
So if this is a step in the direction of figuring out what exactly happened and what level of accountability and responsibility certain parties need to adhere to, then I would have to be here for that in the name of Ricky D. Floyd and all of those who love him.
WREG reached out to the Special District Attorney's Office in Nashville, now handling the case. They say Marion will next have another bond hearing on these new charges. Pastor Floyd was known for his community involvement and longtime work, especially in Frayser. But Marion's attorneys say something else happened that night. They sat down with WREG to show us a video recorded by Samantha Marion the night of the shooting. It shows Pastor Floyd approaching her as she tells him to back off.
I'm backing back 3 times now. When I do that, you know, please back the up.
Back up. Samantha Marion's attorneys say the video shows aggression on the part of Pastor Ricky Floyd, and they say Samantha Marion didn't know what he was going to do.
Whatever triggered him, he was upset with Mrs. Marion. He fought through 2 individuals to get to her, and watching him storm from the vehicle and approach her, it was clear that his intentions was definitely not to give her a hug and say, hey, let's work this out. But he had aggression in his heart and in his mind.
WREG reached out to the family of Pastor Floyd, but they declined to comment. Pastor Fisher hopes everyone moves away from the spin that Marion and Floyd knew each other. Her attorneys say they did not and move toward the facts.
And giving us the concrete nature of who should be held accountable for what happened and to what degree they should be held accountable.
Reporting for your news leader in Memphis, April Thompson, WREG, News Channel 3.
In addition to second-degree murder, Samantha Marion also faces a charge of employing a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony and reckless endangerment with the deadly weapon.
Before I show you the rest of the clippings, what I think perhaps happened, this is a diva thought, he was at this bar and grill. Maybe this woman recognized him as a pastor and was trying to say, you know, what is a pastor doing here, drinking, so forth and so on. And then, you know, she started filming him and maybe was going to expose him on social media. And maybe he got upset. That's just a thought in my head, because this is crazy. And it's sad that, you know, he lost his life over whatever it was that they was arguing about. Let me see. I want to share screen again. I think this, I want to share like a backstory on this. Let's take a listen.
Breaking news on your news leader at 4 today. We're learning more about what may have happened to a well-known pastor who died in the streets of Memphis early this morning. Pastor Ricky Floyd was shot and killed outside a South Memphis bar and kitchen. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Alex Coleman.
And I'm April Thompson. We're just getting information in from police this afternoon. An affidavit says 3 people, including a woman who is now charged, got into an argument with Pastor Floyd. It goes on to say that a video from Mama's Bar and Kitchen shows Floyd threw the suspect's phone to the ground along with a beer can.
Now, police say he started to drive away, but got out and walked toward her. Then she reportedly moved toward Floyd, and that's when police say he walked backwards away from her and then fell to the ground. Of course, this has all sent shockwaves all across Memphis and the Mid-South.
Indeed, those in the community as well as other pastors are responding hours after learning the man who preached nonviolence is one of the city's latest victims of violence.
Crime scene tape blowing violently in the wind marks the spot where a violent attack happened overnight. It was just after 1 a.m. when police were called here to Mama's Bar and Kitchen at the corner of Kentucky Street and E.H. Crump Boulevard. Listen as dispatch relays information from Broadcastify.
It was involving a female shooting a male who was constantly approaching her in an aggressive manner.
Police, along with other first responders, soon arrived, but there was nothing they could do. This ambulance sat idle as the man shot was never rushed away from the scene. Instead, this is where he was pronounced dead. The victim, we learned, is Pastor Ricky Floyd, the senior lead pastor of Pursuit of God Transformation Center in Fraser.
I don't know what to say. A pastor would be slaughtered. It's just rare, and I guess it's rare, but it seems to be an occurrence that's happening more often.
A manager here at Mama's Bar and Kitchen told us off camera this did not happen inside the establishment. They're also telling us it happened once they closed up. She wanted to make that clear. However, what's unclear is what prompted the deadly shooting. A source with first-hand knowledge of the case says there was a dispute between Pastor Floyd and a woman later identified as Samantha Marion. The source goes on to say the pastor threw her phone before things spilled into the streets and then spiraled out of control, ending with Samantha Marion allegedly shooting and killing the pastor. She has since been charged with voluntary manslaughter, a killing in which someone is said to have acted in the heat of passion. While police continue piecing together what happened, there's a community far and wide grappling with grief.
To all of those in Memphis and Shelby County and throughout the country and throughout the world that had the chance to encounter this brother's life and ministry. So it's definitely a time to mourn.
For your news leader in South Memphis, Jarita Patterson, WREG News Channel 3.
And that police affidavit says the suspect, 42-year-old Samantha Marion, admitted to the shooting. She's charged with voluntary manslaughter and is set to be in court tomorrow. And earlier today, Dr. Keith Norman, pastor of First Baptist Church Broad, spoke with us about his colleague and good friend.
While he was a great preacher, the staple of his mark on the city of Memphis would be his love and care for people and innovative approach to doing ministry outside of the pulpit and outside of the four walls of the church. He was strongly committed to that, and I'm prayerful that we will remain focused in that area and keep that legacy alive.
He went on to say Pastor Floyd was an advocate and his voice will remain.
And we do want to let you know we will have Team 3 coverage throughout the evening here on News Channel 3 on this shooting that has captured the attention of the Mid-South. At 4:30, we'll look back at Pastor Floyd's history.
So sad. Let me just share screen again. So the woman accused of killing Memphis Pastor Ricky Floyd indicted on more severe charges. So her charges were upgraded. That was the first video I showed you. The woman accused of killing Memphis Pastor Ricky Floyd outside a downtown bar in March this year was indicted on more severe charges on August 26th, according to court records. Samantha Marion, 43, was initially charged with voluntary manslaughter, a Class C felony, after being indicted last week. Those charges were increased to second-degree murder, employing a firearm with intent to commit a felony, and reckless endangerment with a deadly weapon. The 3 new charges are Class A, Class C, and Class E felonies, respectively. Floyd, the well-known and highly regarded senior lead pastor at Pursuit of God Church in Fraser, was killed in the early morning hours of March 12th. He was 58 at the time of his death. A police affidavit alleged that Floyd and Marion got into an argument inside of Mama's Bar and Grill. Eventually, Floyd left the bar, and Marion, along with two other people identified as Keisha Smith and Stephen Newsom, left shortly after. The trio continued talking outside and told police Floyd returned and became irate and aggressive towards all three of them, according to the affidavit. Police said surveillance footage showed Floyd throwing Marion's phone and then throwing a beer can before getting into his car and driving away. Marion walks out into the roadway and appears to be recording his vehicle with her cell phone, the affidavit continuing, and that probably pissed him off. Floyd stops his vehicle and exits and walks towards Marion. Smith is seen getting between them, creating some distance between Marion and Floyd. Video then shows Marion walk towards Floyd, who begins walking backwards away from her. As he backs away, he is seen falling to the ground and does not get back up after that. That is so sad. So the fact that there's a video of him walking backwards away, I think she's a done deal. She's going to pay big for this crime because he was walking away when she allegedly pulled the trigger, right? So it would have been one thing if he was still maybe aggressively on her or near her, but he was walking away because I have a feeling she pulled it out and he was like, whoa, he started walking away and she still pulled it. Smith advised that Marion shot Floyd in the roadway. Floyd's life and impact was celebrated at his funeral on March 28. The funeral was well attended by community members, politicians, and nonprofit executives. Marion pleaded not guilty during her first appearance in court after the shooting. Her bail was set at $100,000, which she has since posted. Shelby County District Attorney Steve Milroy, after Marion's first court date appearance, described voluntary manslaughter as a type of homicide committed in the heat of passion where there's adequate provocation, normally that gets charged in situations in which there's a fight or altercation between the defendant and the victim, and then it turns deadly. The Shelby County District Attorney's Office has recused itself from the case to avoid any appearance of bias. It may be because they did a lot with the pastor, and that's why they recused themselves. Listen, she has a long road ahead of her. Do I think she's in trouble in this case? I absolutely do, because it says there's a video showing him walking away backwards, and the next thing you know, he hit the ground. So she must have hit him someplace vital, because when they got there, he was pronounced dead at the scene. This is so sad. Definitely could have been avoidable. And, I tell people, don't get that angry. Don't get that angry. Because I wish he would have just went home. But he stopped. He got back out. I think he was pissed that they was recording his car, and he went to say whatever he was going to say. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get opportunity, I will chat back. If you have some more details on this story, please drop it in the comments. Listen, if you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.